Hey everybody, Chris Berger from Almost Adventurous here. I'm sitting outside because it's, even though it's February, it's quite nice out. It's pretty sunny at least. It's still a little bit chilly, so I got on a little bit of a heavier jacket. So today I want to talk about the R1 Tech Face hoodie. This is going to be my only review of this hoodie, though I will talk about it in maybe like an R1 comparison. And the reason it's going to be my only review of this hoodie is because I decided to get rid of it. And I'll tell you why. So first things first, reasons that I bought the R1 Tech Face hoodie. I love my R1s. Here's an R1 here, this half zip that I've done a video on already. I love the slim fit of it. I love how it keeps me warm, but it's still breathable. And I was hoping for something similar out of the Tech Face. I had I had an item of clothing called the Dual Aspect hoodie, something that I wore on my trip to Antarctica, which you can see a video I did on that gear in my channel. And then I ended up selling that just because I didn't like the color, and I got an all black one in size medium. But the fit wasn't as slim as the R1 hoodies were, and I lost a bit of weight, so I sold that size medium and bought a size small. The problem being the size small, while it fit me like width-wise, was really short in the arms and the torso, and the way that hoodie came across, like the elastic on the sleeves and on my waist, just kind of like made it ride up and look kind of frumpy. So I didn't like that, and I ended up selling the size small. Had I known better, I probably would have kept the size medium, because that is what I was looking for out of this R1 Tech Face hoodie. I was looking for something that's kind of like in between an R1 and a soft shell jacket. And that's what this R1 Tech Face hoodie is, or at least that's what it's trying to be. Unfortunately, because it's trying to be both a soft shell and like an R1 insulated layer, it doesn't do either of those things particularly well, which is a bit of a bummer. The fit is not slim like the R1 is. I'll throw this on in a little bit and show you. So that was the first disappointment. I had one in the size small, and I found the length to be okay. I could use a little bit longer. And through the body and the arms, it was good, but for some reason, the bottom was just really tight on my hips, and it was tight on my hip bone, so it wasn't like an issue of, just needing to lose some weight or anything like that. But I did wear that one quite a bit. I did a lot of like mountain running in the R1 Tech Face small that I had, but it wasn't very comfortable, so I bought this size medium. And the size medium, going from a small to a medium, it was not like a gradual change for me. It was pretty baggy, and it didn't breathe as well as my R1, and it's not as good as a soft shell as like this like levitation hoodie. And I find that can be the case with a lot of gear when it's trying to do too much. It doesn't do any one thing all that great. I find that with myself. I'm more of a jack of all trades, master of none sort of a thing. It just didn't work for me. The R1 is a great hoodie. I love the regular R1. I've heard great things about the R1 Air. I have not yet gotten to try that out. But the Tech Face is just not for me. It doesn't stand up to the breathability standards of the R1, the regular R1, and it doesn't stand up to like the weatherproofness when it comes to a soft shell hoodie. So I'd rather just honestly have two different pieces of equipment than this one, so that's why I'm selling it. I could definitely see a use case for some people, just not for me. So hey, the other thing was I bought this for $75, and it didn't say in the description that it was damaged, which I probably should have, on Poshmark, if something comes damaged and they didn't, say it in the description, you can send it back. I probably should have sent it back, but I am a proponent of like repairing my own gear, and I had some patches, so I did put like a Gore-Tex patch and had to patch the inside pocket, but for $75, it should have been, you know, like a whole piece of gear that wasn't damaged. So that was another thing. I probably just should have sent it back, but it was something that I thought I, you know, wanted at the time. But yeah, so that's why I'm getting rid of it. You know, Patagonia doesn't swing and miss on a lot of gear for me. They tend to be like my sweet spot when it comes to outdoor gear, as far as like style and performance go, and there's a lot of it out there, so you can find it at pretty good prices, which is also something that I care about. But yeah, this was just a bit of a miss for me, so I don't think I'm going to be missing that. If I can find a dual aspect hoodie that's different from their dual aspect jacket that they have out now, it's a much different garment, but if I can find an older one in size medium, I might go ahead and pick that one up again. Though I think I can just get by with a soft shell jacket or my regular R1s at this point, over this one. So here's the R1 Tech Face hoodie on. I think the biggest letdown of it actually is just the lack of like warmth compared to the regular R1. So let me just run down a few of the features. So we got chest pocket here. It's not very big. I can barely hold a phone. We do have 2 hand warmer pockets that are inside of the fleece. They can also be open to like help you vent a little bit. The zipper pulls are nice, and the hood is okay. So there we go. There's the hood. It's not like the worst fitting thing that I own. It just doesn't really work for me. Let me get this chair out of the way and I'll show you the fit. So here we are. So it's, you know, it's got quite a bit of room here, and it's not what I'm looking for in an R1. I want it to be a little bit like slimmer fit throughout the body, and then it's really tight at the waist here, compared to the rest of the body. I have it as loose as it can go. It does have these, you can tighten it down here, but I have it as loose as it'll go, and it still feels tight. It's almost like the size medium waist size should fit on the small jacket, and not be like so billowy up top. But yeah, overall it's an okay piece. Another thing I wanted to say is that this is not an issue with all of the R Tech Face jackets. I actually really dig the R2 Tech Face. It's not something that I personally own. My wife and I were looking at them for her, actually like last week at the store. The R2 seems like a much more solid performer. It's definitely warmer. It seems like it's just like a heftier soft shell as well. So it is a lot warmer than an R1. So keep that in mind. But it does seem like the R2 is really where it's at as far as the Tech Face jackets that Patagonia makes. Unfortunately, they're just not making solid soft shells right now, compared to what they used to do, like with the levitation hoodie and the knife blade pullover that I've reviewed in the past. I was even talking to a guy at the Patagonia store, and he said, you know, we've really kind of gotten out of the soft shell game, which is a bit of a bummer. So if you're looking for a soft shell right now, unfortunately, I don't think Patagonia is the way to go. So those are just some quick thoughts on the R1 Tech Face hoodie. Just a quick reminder, if you could hit subscribe, that'd be great. Still getting over having COVID, so apologize for the voice. Hopefully I'll get over some of these symptoms relatively soon. It just seems to be hanging around a bit. But back to making content, especially now that it's nicer out. Hopefully it's nice where y'all are. It's February. Spring is just going to be around the corner. Get outside. If you need some gear, watch these videos. Figure out what you need. Get outside. There's no excuse to have a good time outdoors. Thanks. Have a good one.